Too many of us move through life as if God has forgotten about us, as if our blessings not only aren't coming on time, but are never going to come in the first place. Too many of us believe that we have been left behind by life, as if every request we've made known, every desire that we yearn for within the innermost part of our hearts is never going to come to pass. And that's exactly why we miss out on our very own blessings. Now, again, I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to stand on some type of podium and talk down to you like a reverend, a deacon, or a bishop. I'm here talking to you because I walk these steps. I know what it is to have unfulfilled desires. I know what it is to have unfulfilled dreams. And I know what it is to be the cause of those unfulfilled dreams. And I'm not just talking about hard work. You know, you probably put in hours, you've dedicated. As a matter of fact, you've tried to control the entire situation time and time again. And yet it seems as if you continue to miss your blessing. As if every single time you put in the work, it seems like somebody else is getting blessed. Somebody else is getting something going on. And at first you try not to be resentful, but it's hard after a while to look at everybody else getting the things that you desire for yourself in your own life. I get it. Trust me, I have been in that place. I've been in that state before. But I also had to come to the truth that the reason I was missing my blessing was not because God is withholding. It's not because life is looking to keep me apart from things or teach me a lesson. No, it was because I was holding myself apart from my own blessings. I was the catalyst. I was the only one who was missing sowing season. And so when it was time to reap, I was missing the reaping. I had nothing to reap because I had sown nothing, or I had sown but I didn't trust. And just like somebody who doesn't trust that a seed is going to grow, they continue to dig that seed up and they pull the seed out and they look at it, man, it ain't grown yet. They put it back. They come back the next day and they pull it out. And if you continue to do that, what do you think is going to happen to that seed? Do you think it's ever going to get time to mature? Ever get time to sprout, to germinate? Ever get time to actually do what it's supposed to do, plant roots, grow? Of course not. And I even use, an analogy of like a kid. The first time they get a cake baking in the oven, right? They're not baking it, but maybe a parent is. And each time they go in the kitchen, they smelling it, smells real good. So they keep opening the oven. They open the oven. And the parent says, hey, in order for this cake to do what it's supposed to do, in order for the yeast to rise, in order for the cake to be in its fruition, you need to leave the oven alone. The cake is going to be fine. The cake is going to become a cake if you let it go through its process. And many of us plant seeds, right? We have desires that we put out and we think that we have to ask more. But guess what? Life already knows your request. Life already knows your desire, right? It already picks up on the impulses. When you have little, you have a desire for more. When you have a lack of money in your account, automatically the desire for more goes out into life. But yet we continue to hold on to the lack-filled thoughts. We continue to hold on to the lack-filled thoughts, the lack-filled emotions, the lack-filled conversations. We get into discourse with people and we talk about the problems going on in our lives and we talk against the very thing that we're looking to manifest in our life. I get it. Trust me. I get it. And right now, I might sound a little passionate because I am, because this matters too much to me. For too long, I've seen too many of us miss out on the very things that we ask for time and time again. And we blame external circumstances. We blame a God out there, or we blame a devil in here. We blame everything besides the true reason why the blessings don't come to pass. And that's simple. It's because we continue to walk in opposition to what we've asked for. Imagine if you ask somebody for a pencil, but every time they try to hand it to you, you knock the pencil out of their hand, or you push the pencil away, or you kept saying, I don't want a pencil, I don't want a pencil. Then when they take it back, you say, wait, I want a pencil. And you keep saying, I don't want it as soon as it's placed in your hand, as soon as it's placed in your vicinity. You keep telling the universe that you want something, and then you work in opposition towards it. You walk against the faith necessary, the belief. And I'm not talking about a blind belief. I'm talking about a rooted, grounded belief. The knowing that all things come from one source. Therefore, that same source is going to give you, or is willing to give you anything you ask for in belief. And belief comes from, or it comes as, or shows itself as your words, obviously, right? That's like the most external, the most basic. But the conversations that you have within your own psyche, the conversations you have within your own heart, which is your true beliefs. So you can use words, but if those words don't match what's going on within you, then you're working in complete opposition to your own good. You're working in complete opposition to the desires that you're putting out into life. So if I'm saying, you know, I want to make $1 million this year, and I'm saying that out loud, and I'm saying I'm wealthy, I'm making money, I'm a money magnet, right? Money flows into my experience. I'm saying all these good things, but in my heart, I'm saying it would never work out. I've never made $1 million. Nobody in my family's ever made $1 million a year. Who do I think I am? I'm not in the right profession. I'm not in the right industry. I don't know the right people. If I'm continuously having an internal dialogue that goes against the very thing I am supposedly desiring externally, what do you think I'm going to receive? Because life only gives us what we are, not what we want. Let me run that back. Life gives us what we are, a direct reflection of what we are, right? And that's what we are vibrationally, what we are energetically, emotionally, which is energy in motion. What we feel emotionally, what we believe emotionally is our true belief about something. If I'm talking about money and I feel a tenseness and I feel, if I feel a lack of, or whatever it may be, if I feel an emotion that's contrary to anything positive, then I got to work on that. I got to work on the stories that I tell myself internally. I got to work on the true belief systems that I have around abundance, around money, or if it's around health, or if it's around family, relationships, whatever space, area, or aspect of your life it may be. When you ask for something, you must work in direct relationship with that thing. Move as that thing. Not fake it until you make it. Truly move as that thing. And you might have heard this before in different circles, different spiritual circles, and it sounds real good on paper. But I'm not talking about just writing down things or just affirmations. I'm talking about literally, when the thought comes up, reverse it into the truth and find a truth you can believe in. Maybe you don't believe I'm a millionaire, but you believe, you know what? I'm willing to believe that I can figure out how to get there. If that's your affirmation for right now and it feels real to you, it's going to be more powerful than something that you can't believe in that sounds good on paper, right? Truly move in accordance. When your steps are trying to go right, take a left step. Start training yourself. Dedicate yourself. Devote yourself to faith. It says, never faint in doing what is right. Never faint in right doing, in righteousness, in right thought. Continue to persist in it. Just like you put all that time into your education, or you put all that time into your job, into your relationships, whatever it may be, into your body, right? Into getting that Birkin bag. I don't know. Whatever it is that you dedicated yourself to, you eventually got. And if you dedicate yourself to the right thing, which is your state of consciousness, everything in your life will change. I promise you that. You come into alignment with what God already has for you, it will fly into your life. It will consistently fly into your life. And again, I'm not perfect at this very moment in time, but I perfected every single day. I devote my inner space, my inner sanctuary to moving towards alignment with the truth, alignment with my desires, alignment with my purpose, alignment with the things that I yearn for from within. And instead of continuing to talk and engage in conversations against it, which a lot of us are addicted to doing because we're addicted to the validation of others. We're addicted to harmonizing with others, even if it's around chaos, even if it's around struggle, around the things that don't necessarily put us in alignment with what we desire. I let go of those things, and I only engage the conversations that are going to be fruitful towards what I'm desiring. And when I'm not doing that, I catch myself. And I'm willing to pivot. I'm willing to pivot even if I'm in the surroundings of people that I genuinely want the admiration of, because that matters to me more, right? My purpose, my desires, what my heart yearns for matters to me more than being accepted by a group of people who only want to share their misery, only want to share their lack, only want to share their scarcity. It's not their fault that they're having those conversations and I'm picking it up. They can do whatever they want. They're autonomous beings. They got their own lives. It is my decision and my choice and my responsibility whether I'm going to entertain and engage those conversations or not. And if you say to yourself, well, it's too hard, then guess what? It is. If you say to yourself, what am I going to talk about? What if people don't if that matters to you more than what you're saying that you're praying for, then let it go together. Let it go. Forget about your desires. Forget about your dreams if you care more about what other people have to say about you. Because if you care more about what other people have to say about you than God has to say about you, then life and infinite intelligence, the source that brought you into being, if you care more about that than what the source of your life has to say, give it up today. Forget the blessing. Move on. Move in the accordance that you've been moving in. Let your life unfold as it's been unfolding. Do what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. It's that simple. I had to come to this myself. I had to say, you know what? Either you're going to keep doing that or you're actually going to stop bullying yourself and you're going to move in accordance with what you're called to do in this life. Either you're going to continue to care more about what your father thinks, more about what your closest relatives and friends and what your environment thinks, or you're going to move in accordance with the deepest desires of your heart. What you say you know is a blessing coming towards you because it is. Do you care more about that coming to fruition or about keeping the status quo? It's your decision. I'm not here to make that decision for you. Peace.